Good morning. It is Monday morning, a new start to the week, work week at least. And we're gonna do very, very simple makeup, okay? As I mentioned, I work from home, so it's been very cold lately, so this is gonna be my attire for working from home. But yesterday was Sunday. I didn't post one of these makeup vlogs because I couldn't get into wanting to put makeup on myself because it was just Sunday is a rest day, and I was decorating for Halloween, or not Halloween, for Christmas. So some of you out there are probably like, oh my God, it's only November. Why are you decorating for Christmas already? And it's like, Christmas is my favorite time of the year. Why would I restrict it to only 1 month? But also, I think what a lot of people don't know, I went in with the Laneige, is that in the Philippines, people are celebrating Christmas as soon as the months ending in BER start. So I think it's September. People are already like, Christmas decorations are up. Like they go hard over there for Christmas. And being a Filipino myself, I'm like, that kind of explains a lot. But growing up, I wasn't always like that. I was usually like, it's still September. Why are we celebrating it now? And then I realized, why am I restricting it? Like, I have a lot of fun during Christmas, and it makes me feel happy and at ease, and it doesn't really get too cold where we're at, except for once it's around like November time. And so I just associate the cold with Christmas time and family and fun, and also like vacations, because growing up, like, October was one of the best months because it was like, okay, we're gonna have Halloween, and then we're gonna have Thanksgiving, and then we're gonna have Christmas, and then we're gonna have New Year's, and then we're gonna have Valentine's Day. So it always like piled on top of each other of all these amazing fun holidays with either friends or family in one section of the year, which is why, like, I love to just start it kind of ASAP as soon as I can. But yeah, yesterday I just put up some of the decorations, and it's still very messy downstairs where we're putting up our Christmas tree, because I kind of wanted to do a little bit more, like, not as crazy decorations on the Christmas tree itself. Usually we would just have a cluster of everything, all the colors, all the, childhood memory things, and I'm fine with that. But I did a little bit less of tree decorating this year because I know my mom really likes to do it, and my mom is a very, very big fan of put everything on the tree, every single thing. So that's what we did. I went in with the Tarte Shape Tape, and then I'm going in with this here. But yeah, aside from what I did this past weekend, let's do a little thinking, scheduling of what I'm going to be doing today. So it is morning time where I'm at. We got a nice gloom going on outside. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to look at our social media analytics and see what's performing well. I have a business, Cacao by Dar, and I'm just trying to get our name out there. I realized I did it kind of backwards, but I did it for a reason. And what I mean by that is I created the product and wasn't really marketing it until everything was packaged, until everything was set, which, because I had I don't know why, but I was thinking, oh my gosh, if we start marketing it now and people are going to forget about it and ask, like, why isn't it out now? Why aren't you marketing it? And so, of course, I had it a bit backwards with good intention, because it was only me. I didn't want to overwhelm myself where, like, what if a video went viral, or what if something like this? And people are going to start buying it and I don't have the capacity to do it. And it was just, I was thinking too forward and I wasn't realizing how hard it would be to, or how patient I would have to be to grow a business account versus a personal account. So that's my little truth. Like on TikTok, I found the perfect algorithm for my personal one when I was working as an accountant. You know, I would do little silly things here and there targeted towards that specific audience. And now I'm doing it for my business, and you know, there's a little bit more hiccups happening because now there's like a product to be sold instead of just like a entertainment thing. And that's, again, I'm learning as I go. I'm learning that I shouldn't be pushing as hard of buy this product or you need this in your life, blah blah blah. It's just kind of like make the entertainment and people will be drawn to it and focus in on that niche. So again, something that I really have to learn. So I'm just going in with like a little bit of that, our leftover, and then just kind of dusting this off. Okay, cool. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go in with a bronzer. We'll do the Laguna from the NARS collection, the one that Sephora got for my birthday. Also, over the weekend, I took out the nails itself. I had dip powder nails on for the longest time, and I didn't know how to, I didn't want to go in and just get them removed because I think my nails needed a break. So hence, I did it at home. I had all the e-filing and I had, sorry, the e-filer. See, my brain is still intact sometimes because e-filing is something that we would use or say in the tax world. But, oh, and then, that's funny, I was saying, oh, let's talk about today, but I realized I kind of did a lot yesterday. I typically don't watch movies or shows, but yesterday or this past week, I've actually been going pretty hard on Netflix. So yesterday I watched Samin's Salt, Bat, Acid, Heat, which is a really great cookbook, but they also made it into a show. So there's 4 episodes that kind of talk about the necessary components to a great dish. And all cultures have some part of this. Salt, whether it's the form of soy sauce, miso, salt itself, pickled things, fat, whether it's in butter or oil or, you know, milk, and acid, whether it's lemons, limes, vinegar. Interestingly enough, they were saying honey was actually acidic. So that falls under the acid category. So there was a lot that I learned. And then heat, as in what type, how much heat you're using. We originally thought it was about like pepper, you know, how spicy something can be, but they meant heat as in like an oven, a stove top, a grill, and how much heat to apply. So, I mean, it was really great. I'm glad that we were able to learn about that. So we watched that, and then we also watched, I'm just gonna go in with the Orgasm by NARS. We watched what was that show called? It was like, oh, Game Changer. It's a movie about these pro athletes that realize that an animal-based diet is not efficient for them if they want to reach like the top performance of the game. And so it's amazing. They had somebody who was like an ultra marathoner. They had somebody who was lifting, you know, like strength. I think he was able to lift over 1,200 pounds. Insane, which was a world record. And then we had, they followed the Titans football team. And then they also followed somebody's personal journey, but I could have sworn there was somebody else. Anyways, all of these people, what they had in common is they had like, felt like they almost maxed out, or they're trying to get their top performance And the only way that they were able to push past their personal best before was to switch from an animal-based diet to a plant-based diet. And before I was pretty sketchy about like, oh, maybe about like plant-based diets. And it's, you know, it was nothing out of disrespect, but I was like, people can really survive off that. This was when I was younger. And then over the years, I've been hearing more about, you know, high cholesterol and how it's associated with animal products, and even high blood pressure, how cholesterol again can be blocking these arteries, and so many other things. And I come from a family, a Filipino family, that is a genetic. So I kind of want to go into this whole prevention phase, and I would say my diet is pretty good. I have I'm gonna go with the Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk, but I would say my diet is pretty good. You know, a lot of American diets are just based on meat and carbs. You know, there's not really a lot of vegetables or fruits to balance those out. But I would say, you know, like I eat as much as that as possible, but there are areas where I think I can still improve on, like the amount of meat that I've been eating, because I have noticed, or butter. I didn't grow up eating butter, but recently there's just some dishes like pasta or something where they call for butter and all this stuff. So recently I've been eating it, but I noticed every time I have butter, and this is no exaggeration, every time I have butter, animal butter, I feel so tired afterwards. Like I need to go sit down, and I feel my heart like working slower. So I don't know if that's the case with anybody else, but I mean, I grew up just eating you know, oil. So we use oil in our cooking, whether it's canola oil, vegetable oil, olive oil. So whenever I started using butter when I was older, I realized that my heart was like, you gotta chill. So little things like that. And then especially after I eat like a big thing of steak, I'll feel that too. So, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm gonna go full vegan or full vegetarian, but there are some dishes that I want to start incorporating some ingredients that I want to start using more. For example, I know vegans use nutritional yeast a lot, and I was so interested of like, what does that give you? What energy does that give you? That's a supplement for? And I think it's vitamin B12, which we're all deficient in anyways. So I started incorporating that more in some pastas here and there. And I love it. Like there's just so many people think that if you eat vegan food, that means you're a vegan, or I don't know, they associate it with being weird or something, but that's not the way I roll. But if it's a food that I can eat, and if you know me, you know that I am allergic to gluten and soy, unfortunately, so my diet is restricted as can be. But if I can eat vegan food, you know, usually it contains soy, but there's a lot of other options for it. But if I could eat vegan food, I'm gonna eat vegan food. It's pretty, like, you're telling me that it's nutritious, and yeah, there's just so many health benefits to it. However, I think a lot of people get it twisted that, you know, some of these vegan foods are highly processed, and I'm going on a rant right now. Very highly processed, but they're marketed for being like one of the best things that you can put into your body. But you got to read the ingredients still. Like if that's one thing that I learned with having all these allergies, it's that you still have to look at the ingredients, look at what type of preservatives are they using, what type are they using any dyes, things like that. And some vegan foods still contain that, but they market it as vegan. So, you know, it's animal based and things. So let me know if there's any vegan dishes or vegetarian dishes that are your absolute favorite that I should give a try. I love to cook, I love to experiment, and I'm trying to include a little bit more of plant-based things in my diet. So I'd love to learn. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. This is the finished look. I'm gonna be doing the eyebrows off camera, but this is pretty much the base of the face. So if you haven't already subscribed, I would really appreciate the support, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.